Let's see, looking over at Bruh, they've got a Jean Bart, a Georgia, a Suvorov, then a GK. No more with the Missouri. They've gone for the Georgia instead, favoring some additional secondary pressure as well as the ability to just turn on the afterburner, burn along the outside, get to where they need to be, do what they need to do. Whereas over on the other side, we have Sparkle Princesses rocking out with the GK, also a Georgia, and their Conqueror, as well as a Mikasa. As we've seen, the Conqueror, an incredible health asset with its ability to print its ship multiple times unless it gets citadeled. Which is certainly possible on this map, as it is small, and battleships hanging out over on the sides can easily cross-map battleships hanging out on the other sides. Suvorov is immediately ducking for island cover, heading to the nearest waifu he can find. Mikasa is doing the same. Other positioning, we have the Jean Bart going wide, French battleships known for their speed. Strangely enough, the Georgia is not going for the flank. It's going for the early cap play. Already halfway through the outer ring, very quickly about to approach the inner ring. Although it does seem to be slowing down, maybe cutting its brakes. Alright, hitting the brakes. Kurfürst moving up. Conqueror coming back to consolidate. This is going to mean that Sparkle Princesses, if they all occupy the similar section of the map, they will not have crossfire. That could be a fatal decision long term. Bold move, Cotton, I believe is the meme. Jean Bart is looking for the wide island that he can dig in, point his nose at something, and shoot all around the map. Suvorov simply hiding there, denying the outer cap. The outer ring, while the big brothers, the Kurfürst and the Georgia, secondary bros, are looking to push hard down the 3 line and claim this internal space. So, turns out, not much cross-map pressure here, but certainly a lot of brawl. Kurfürst to Kurfürst, Georgia to Georgia. The Conqueror is there, as opposed to the Jean Bart that's going to have a much longer shot, but is going to be coming at a different angle. This is some cross threat, gotta respect it. Shots out from the Georgia and others into the Mikasa. Wham! That's some early damage into the Mikasa. Other shells falling short. Jean Bart able to dive for cover. And that should break line of sight. But very quickly he's going to be able to round this corner, say hello to the folks in the port, buy himself a beer, and shoot the Mikasa in the face, and probably go ahead and etch its skull, mounted skull, to the front of his ship as a trophy. Shells out, there they are. Wham! That's going to be 8k, only 12k left. And if the Jean Bart has his reload booster engaged, pretty soon he's going to be shooting again, and it's going to hurt probably just as much. More cross-map shells coming in, but once this Mikasa goes down, depending on what, Jean Bart sees another target. He sees a Georgia that looks fairly broadside. Not quite broadside enough, but it's still a solid hit. Takes about 7k off of it. The Mikasa gets to live. Reload booster is engaged. Jean Bart pumping more damage. Georgia taking off, not wanting to stick around. That was a pretty sexy hit, down to 42. Georgia already down to half. Once that Georgia dives for cover, the question is, does the Bart start looking at the Conqueror, or does he start looking at the Mikasa? He might just be letting the secondaries do the work for the Mikasa. But he's going to swing his side out, and I think that's going to be the commit, and see if maybe he can take this island position and just lay in double sharp. Doubly super sharp on the crossfire. Thumpity thump. Mikasa down to 3.6. Secondaries continue their work chiseling slowly. Over here we've got the Georgia dug in. The Kurfürst trying to get super freaky. Kurfürst looking for a threesome. As the Georgia and the other one comes around, Conqueror off in the distance. Not sure about how he feels about group stuff. Meanwhile, the Mikasa goes down. John Bart's going to round the island, look for those crossfires. And unless I'm much mistaken, I think these two are gonna be looking to kiss. GK turns out, please don't ram me, bro. Georgia goes, oh, I would never ram you. Tries to slam on the brakes, but that's gonna be the hit. Ram flag comes through. GK is down. A little surprised the GK went down there. Maybe he didn't have a ram flag. We super flagged up. I see lots of flags, so I guess it was just enough. George is gonna take that one, but that's still gonna have 3-2. Yes, the Mikasa is down, and yes, the Suvorov is more of a cheerleader, sure, but that's still additional cap pressure, and points are still the name of the game, even if killing is the fun part. George is showing a lot of side to a Kurfürst. The Kurfürst looking at the Georgia, might even have his Hydro going. Shells out. That's gonna hurt. And it did. That's about a quarter of the health gone. 9,300 remaining. Shots back into the Kurfürst. It noticed them. And some moral support coming in for the Suvorov as the Georgia limps away. Secondaries firing, and the John Bart already being angled to. Kurfürst able to take a nice line that he can bow an ass in and be able to bounce most of the dangerous shells, but the Conqueror right now not really having much of the way lines to shoot in, almost able to take a shot at the Georgia. Expect some pretty heavy HE shells coming. There they are. Inbound on a 9.2, down to 3.8. Kurfürst going to be firing soon. Still shooting the secondaries when those big guns bark. I think that's going to be the end of Hotlanta. But the Kurfürst is low. John Bart continuing to put pressure into the Kurfürst. Kurfürst slowly turning the guns toward the Suvorov. The moral support battleship taking some shots. And down goes the Kurfürst. This is where it starts to get interesting, folks. So the Conqueror has a lot of health. And heals. John Bart does not.